first, your reaction to the prospect even of Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg fighting in the Colosseum.
It's totally insane as a concept, but if we think about a great venue for a match of the ages, the Colosseum would come up on top, of course, because everyone knows it's the ultimate arena of the ancient world. Now, of course, it's a heritage site, it's a tourist site, we need to preserve monuments, so of course it could never happen. But to have the Colosseum brought into a conversation with Elon Musk and Zuckerberg, it's awesome, because then you start getting excited about history and archaeology.
Can we go back to the "it's not going to happen" part?
I want to push back on that.
Because the Ministry of Culture, Minister of Culture, did contact Mark Zuckerberg, and they were supposed to have a meeting next week. I know they're pulling back now that we broke this story, but why would they contact them if it's an impossibility?
All I know is all the Italian sources and all the Italian papers and the Ministry of Culture itself has put out in Italian, yeah, we have nothing to do with this. So I got to go with that. And of course, ultimately, as a fragile site that the Colosseum ultimately is, that they're worried about people defacing it, they're worried about people damaging it. Of course, you're not going to have any event like that.
If there's enough sort of public support behind the idea of staging the event there, is there a safe way to do it? It's a 2,000-year-old building. You don't necessarily have to have the people inside of it, but can you build a platform?
Or a couple of hundred.
Yeah, or a couple of hundred. Can you do it safely in a way that preserves the historical integrity of the building, but also allows us to see the coolest fight in the world?
Yeah, there are events inside, but I think in terms of ever there being an opportunity where there's some sense of violence or that kind of experience of the Colosseum, I think the only thing you're ever going to see realistically is something with VR or light projections or something like that, because it's not like the amphitheater in Verona where they have full-on operas performed and so forth. You don't have the seating, you don't have that. It's not that kind of venue anymore.
Do you think Italians would tolerate using one of the seven wonders of the world for a fight like this, which is in a way a stunt? But would that be tolerated where it would be viewed maybe as exploitative or something like that?
The Italians would be rioting in the streets. I mean, come on. No, absolutely not. This is it's not within the realm of possibility. We see all kinds of crazy things in Italy. But nowadays, you know, it's a beautiful, tranquil place. And we have incredible movies like, I think, Mission Impossible is coming out. And we saw it being filmed during lockdown. That's a sort of exciting thing I think you're going to see from Rome nowadays, but it's controlled, it's a movie, it's things like that. To have a real event like that, I mean, I can imagine, I think at one point there was some sort of performance or maybe a soccer match or even a boxing match outside the Colosseum by the Arch of Constantine. I think that actually happened once, if I'm not mistaken, but nothing inside with that kind of, you know, connection to the violence of antiquity. It's an impossibility.